This is breaking news. The Trump agenda is about to be revealed, or it is being revealed. Plus, we have a rare 7-planet alignment coming up that hasn't happened in almost 1,100 years. So in this video, I'll provide a psychic forecast for the next several months of what to expect from the Trump presidency. It's also the year of the snake, and how we can use all this powerful and sometimes tumultuous energy to catapult our spiritual awakening and to help to catalyze global awakening. So I'll get to Trump in just a second. There's a lot to talk about. To make this video as succinct and brief as possible, I wrote it all out on my notes. I'm going to be reading from my notes for a lot of this video, but we'll get to the inauguration because it's happening right during a Venus and Saturn conjunction, as well as the planetary alignments happening. So the alignment, so we'll talk about the alignment first, then I'll get into Trump. Right now, it's a 6-planetary alignment, which basically means that 6 planets are visible at the same time through 180 degrees of the sky in a more or less of a straight line. Saturn and Venus are conjunct, but this will become a 7-planet alignment in February and peak on the 28th. So 7 planets will be visible, all but Pluto, in the night sky here where I'm living, in a more or less straight line across the sky. So, 7 planets. And I'll post the planets and what sign they're in the description of this video for you if you're interested in that. The 7 planets will be visible at once, aligned in more or less of a straight line within a 180-degree arc. The last time this happened was 949 AD, and it's not going to happen again until 2492. Planetary movement, understand, is all a reflection of collective consciousness and provides a roadmap of where we are headed. So that's why astrology is a valuable tool. This alignment to me is like a giant magnifying glass focusing cosmic frequencies, like lots of cosmic frequencies, into a small, powerful beam on planet Earth. It's like a portal, a crack in time and space that we can use to connect more with the infinite. Excuse me. No cuts, no edits. And this, to me, is heralding in the new age, the Aquarian age. It's going to catalyze and accelerate mass changes to our society, as well as mass awakening. So we're starting to see that. We're going to see even more of that as we go on. It also enhances the emotions and gives us the key to understanding ourselves, our programming, and our subconscious shadows. We'll have the opportunity to see our lives from a whole new perspective under this energetic portal that we're experiencing through this alignment, and gain understanding and how we manifest our lives, what forces are involved, and how we can use this energy to manifest new beginnings, or in other words, to make our intentions and law of attraction work even stronger. So it's an amazing opportunity and portal. Because it's emotional, those unwilling to change and grow and embrace the higher frequencies will have a very hard time, and people are going to be more angry, and they are going to be more difficult. So, protect, well, I shouldn't say protect, but enhance your heart and keep your shield strong, stay grounded, stay in love, and stay patient, because people are just going to be losing their you-know-what. We may need to protect ourselves more or separate from some people in our lives as this is happening. And the powers that be, the elite, the deep state, the Cabal, whatever you want to call them, the powers that be will be clamping down harder and introduce new methods of programming the masses in fear that their agenda to centralize everything is failing. So let's talk about Trump. This is part of the title. A lot of you are here primarily for that anyways. The Trump agenda we see playing out. As I've been saying all along for many, many years, love him or hate him, this is the polarizing figure who consciously or otherwise will expose corruption and help lead us towards truth and freedom. It may or may not be his conscious effort, but that's what I've been seeing all along. That's what I'm still seeing. So whatever your views are, I'm not trying to sway you, by the way, so keep that in mind. I'm not a believer, to me, it's all a show. I'll put it that way. I'm not a believer in this two-party system. What goes on behind the scenes is very different than what we see. Different players, different allies, different enemies, all that stuff. So to me, it's all a show. There's only one party with two sides forever fighting each other. And nothing gets done, but we get more control because, divided we fall, right? United we stand. So forever at odds with each other until we evolve past this archaic control-based political system that we're living on. These are my opinions, my views. If yours are different, you may kindly and politely comment them down below. I don't see the election being fair, and more likely the U.S. president is chosen by those select few who control the money and the power, the deep state or whatever you want to call them. Now, the Trump agenda in a nutshell is basically to leverage more global power and strengthen American dominance for what I see. But is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Trump may be fighting for our freedom, but this has to be considered. And again, I'm not trying to sway anyone. For those that support Trump and the freedom and everything, I hope it's true. I'll just put it that way because I like the idea of everything being exposed and that our society becoming more fair. But, some of the richest men in the world, like Trump and Elon Musk, are now being put in positions of much higher power, right? Choices and whether he's done... Oh, God, I can't even read my own writing. Some of the vision, okay. So his choices, so Donald Trump's choices of his cabinet and what he's done so far reflect what we used to call the grand plan, which is now also being referred to as Agenda 2030. So that's an agenda to centralize and control things further. I've been doing research since the 70s about the grand plan and about all the political stuff and all the control systems. And it's all been happening according to the grand plan that I studied way back then. And this appears, and I'll emphasize that word, appears to be another step in moving that agenda forward, basically. So where are we? The grand plan, which is also... Okay. The steps taken so far appear to be part of a carefully pre-planned steps to further the agenda, which is a globalist movement to centralize power and keep humanity enslaved. We see top power players on the cabinet, including Musk. We see pressures applied to have more control over Mexico, Canada, Greenland, kind of drawing lines in the sand of the world, so to speak. We see the global AI networks being formed, the smart cities, the centralization progressing, the creation of smart cities, all that stuff, which seems to be supported by the incoming administration, further digitalizing of currency to see greater power and control, including crypto. And although it's being presented as a separate entity to digital currency, it's still digital and it still can be used for that. So, again, pay attention to these things. Does that mean that Trump is part of this global agenda? Not necessarily. And I don't think that it's that black and white, to be honest. There's good and evil, kind of the lines get blurred, and make no mistake, we are in a very prototype war against good and evil. Evil wants to control, the good wants to expand and grow and to connect more with spirit. There's so much pressure, there's so much programming to block the awakening, to block the spiritual path, that those in power and charge are deathly afraid of that because they'll lose their control and they're having to change the agendas, change midstream, and all that kind of stuff. and they're becoming more obvious and more transparent, and more corruption is being exposed. So no, it doesn't mean that Trump's necessarily part of that agenda, but it could mean that. So he may need to play the game for now in order to expose the corruption and fight for our freedom, if that is indeed his agenda. But remember, the elite have and control all the money, and it would not be a stretch at all if this administration is part of it, as the steps to fulfill the agenda, I'm being a little repetitive, sorry about that, are being put into place in front of us. But no matter what, and this is the bottom line, this administration will expose a lot, and in the next couple of months, we'll have a clearer picture of exactly which side Trump is on in this administration, and more about the players and everything that's going on. So my suggestion to all of you is to stay open-minded, regardless of whether you love the man or hate him. Stay open-minded, because the truth is we don't know the truth. All we see in the news, social media, is carefully designed to program and to confuse us. No one, at least virtually, no one knows what the truth really is. And there is a lot of false news out there. Social media, as well as the mainstream news, all geared to hijack our emotions. That's what programming does. Force us into their belief system and to fight to the death for it, metaphorically speaking. So stay open-minded, but stay vigilant. That's my best advice, because we don't know. But no matter what side you are on, like if you love him, still stay vigilant and open. Look for the sign to see what's really going on. The truth is really what matters here. And either way, corruption will get exposed. Whether it's the intention that Trump's a freedom fighter or he's part of the system of corruption and control, his actions will expose a lot, and it will not be easy for many. A lot of people on one side or the other will get very disillusioned. So stay in your power. Remember also, it's an Aquarius season. Pluto's in Aquarius. Huge changes these next few months will bring in the start of the golden age. So that's what we have to look forward to. Whatever craziness is happening, it's leading us to a great, beautiful place. So hang in there. It's also the year of the snake. Snakes shed old skin. They transmute poisons into medicine. This is the time of the true spiritual alchemist. The ills of corruption, the control will be transmuted into awakening and renewal as the lower forces are overthrown. This aided by the transformative powers of Pluto beginning its 20-year transit through Aquarius. So yeah, all this negativity that's going on, we're going to figure out how to transmute the poisons of the control-based system that's causing a lot of the suffering in the world into medicine, into solutions, into discovering a new way of governing the world that's fair for everybody, eliminating poverty, virtually eliminating war, and all these stuff that we want to do. So for more psychic predictive stuff, look for mass exposures within the next few months, even that beginning. This is really it. This is the earth changes. This is what we've been working for and what we've been looking forward to. It's not easy, though, and I hate to see the suffering, but we have to stay in our hearts and stay in our power. Look for some insights or answers into the mystery drones very soon. The UAPs, more anomalous events, heightened solar flare activity, cutting off or delays of supply lines and shipments, more UFO activities, more earthquakes, fire, record-breaking weather, moving toward the end of the Russia-Ukraine war, as I've been saying for a while. I've also had predicted a while back the ceasefire that happened recently. So the tentative ceasefire in Israel and Palestine conflict, it can reignite. So there's still a lot of energy there, and there's a lot of karma still being released from the earth that's helping to fuel some of these conflicts as this energy is being released, as these higher frequencies are acting on the earth, partly through this crack in the dimensions that the 7 planetary alignment is causing. And as this increased energy hits our conscious fields and the earth fields, it releases the old and the stuck energies of pain and karma and control and all that stuff. So at first it gets worse, but then it gets better. So hang in there, basically. And also, other conflicts in the Middle East. If the ceasefire does take hold, I'm seeing more conflicts igniting around the Middle East. I'll put it that way, and in Africa and other parts of the world. New insights into the mishandling of the viruses, vaccination programs as more whistleblowers step up. We're already seeing that. That's going to continue. Reasons behind certain pardons start to become revealed. Certain players in these agendas, when it comes to the the thing that began in 2020 around the world. Another anomaly or two, like the drone, the mystery fog, the drones. But some insights into the connection to purposes also comes up in this time. News of underground tunnel collapses, explosions, human trafficking, new mRNA drugs introduced, cancer vaccines coming slowly to the market, huge developments in science, technology, shifts in global power, all this in the next several months. New cryptocurrencies, changes in the markets, movement towards gold-backed currency, which may include digital currency depending on what's exposed, and a lot of changes, ups and downs in the economies, leading to a reset, basically. And I swear I had another page, but maybe that's Spirit's way of saying that's it. We've covered a lot of ground. So if you think that we can do, that's what's on my other page, but I know what it is. Meditate more. This is a time to double down on spiritual practices. So work more with the heart, doing the heart-brain coherence, doing the shadow integration work, getting more present, feeling the flow, all the things that we talk about here on the channel. And speaking of which, if you like this content and you want to see more of it come up on your home page, subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. Let's get this information out, because knowledge is power. Let's stay in our power. Get very grounded now, so do more meditation. Get so present. You're not a name. You're not a body. You're energy. You're frequency. You're one with spirit, and spirit is one with you. And by doing that, open your heart and open to the master frequency available through emotions like compassion and gratitude. Feel grateful for the now. Manifest your reality. Feel like what you desire is already happening. See it in your mind. Feel it in your heart. When you blend your heart and your brain in coherence, you join with spirit or the quantum field, and then changes come in your life. Breathe peace. Do things to step out of the collective field sometime, to step into your own energy, into your own frame. So do a lot of meditation, do a lot of stuff for peace, and to stay in your power and stay aligned. And, be aware of what's going on, but don't be swayed by it. Create stronger boundaries. And when you're in your heart and you vibrate the frequency of the heart, which is love and compassion, you become resistant to all that programming. So anyway, this is a great time, beautiful time. We're going to be still very active on the Medium channel, helping to support this period of awakening and to helping you and your individual as well as the collective spiritual awakening. For a forecast, 25 top predictions in 12 minutes for 2025, click on the video here. I love you, and we'll see you the next